This is Ben. I just wanted to go over how the 5x5x5 tracker works. I figured it'd be easier to do it in just a quick little video. I will actually post this video and have it linked right here. So how best to use. Actually just going to bold this so that people can see it easier and take out my typo. So this is the tracker portion, and this, as Alex talked about, it gives some basic tracking information. It has a running goal, which shows you how on track you are. Like Alex talked about, it's kind of a three-phase process of phase one being the first 30 days. It's a 90-day push in essence, with the first 30 days being one new phone, phase one being new 5-minute phone calls to 5 people. Then the next phase, you text the people you had called previously, and the next phase, you do a social media shout out to the people that you had texted previously. So you're adding each month, you're adding more and more people, and you're continuing to do each of the first 2 phases as you're adding another phase on top of it. So that's why the running goal totals, for the phone calls, 5 phone calls a day times 90 is 450. 5 phone calls a day times 60 for, when you add phase 2 is 300, and adding phase 3, 5 times 30 is 150. So that's where those numbers come from. The cool thing about this is that it has today's date in here, and like I said, it shows you the running total versus what you're actually at. So for people who are being added a little bit later, the way that you will adjust that here, there's a couple of things you can do with it. You can just adjust this first date to whenever you're starting it. So today's the 3rd, tomorrow's the 4th, the 5th, Monday's the 6th. Say you want to just start it being on the 6th. So you just switch this to whatever day you are ready to get started on your 90-day push, and then it'll automatically adjust everything else, and you can see the running goal total is taken out because we haven't started yet. If you want to start it today, put this back to the 3rd. Now it shows, okay, so day 1, so you got 5 phone calls to make to be on track with your goals. Now the other thing I did with this is you can just adjust these. Again, I just did it as 90 times 5. If for whatever reason that goal is a little bit too daunting or something like that, you can just call it, 400 or something. But then that'll show, okay, you got 4.5 calls to make. It might be easier actually just to potentially just adjust, okay, say you want to average at least 3 phone calls a day, to get started. And then it'll automatically adjust. But again, that is up to you. You have a little bit of discretion here. The only reason why I added that in is just because I know that some people might have difficulty hitting their calls like on the weekends or something like that. But we can always make up for it during the week, and this will still show where we're at currently and where we need to be. So again, say I've made 3 phone calls so far, it'll show that. So the next phase of how to use this is the database. So this is what Alex talked about, of having a database with different batches of people. So this is going to show all of the database, and what I've done with this is that this is actually all linked to these separate phases, because if we're going to be putting people on a rotation every 3 months, so that 1 month they get called, 1 month they get texted, 1 month they get social media reach out. In some ways it'd be a lot easier to have it separated out by phases of who's and who's, but this is just so you can see them all. But like I said, if you want them all in one, you can just use this, or you can go into each individual phase. And for these phases, I've added 150 people for each phase, just to match up with what the 5x5 by 5 tracker shows. and have a spot for the name, phone number, lead source, date last called, date last texted, date last social media touched. So that will be, so you can see when the last time you did things with it. Then I just added a couple of other things, a birthday, anniversary, other important dates, real estate needs, interest, and additional notes. You could honestly add as many columns as you want. You can feel free to reach out to me if you want to do a little bit of customization. I will happily help out with that for you as well. And then, like I said, just phase 2. These are the people that are in phase 2. And then, phase 3. And like Alex said, I mean, the goal is to really get 300 people, but with this, we might end up with 450. So as we start clipping wings on this is where we're going to be able to have the ability to really build up the database to get what we need. So this is on Google Sheets. So the other thing with Google Sheets is, depending on how you want to use it, you can either use this for yourself on Google Sheets, or I'm also going to include a Excel copy, which will be the exact same thing, just in Excel. It shows the exact same stuff. You can change things the exact same way. Again, you just change the date like that. And then hit save, and then all the other dates will be saved automatically. But if you want to use it on Google Sheets, the file I'm going to be sending you is a view-only file on Google Sheets. It's a view-only link. So the way that you will save that to your own private drive is by coming up here to File, and you're going to want to make a copy. So when you make a copy, add your name to it, and then save it to your own personal drive on Google Sheets. And then you make a copy. And then you'll be able to edit it and start adding your database to it. Hopefully that gives some basic information of how best to use it. Looking forward to a successful time. Also too, I will make it so that these are actually sourceable, so that you could potentially, once you have a lot of people in here, you could organize it by column and things like that. The way that you do that, it's a little bit easier in Excel, in my opinion. But sorting people A to Z or Z to A is the only options that it gives you in Google Sheets. And that, when you sort people from A to Z, it just is first to last, or last to first, or most historical date to the most recent date, or most recent date to the furthest back date, is how that works. On the Excel, how that will work is a lot simpler. I'm just gonna do it right now. No, that's annoying. Okay, I will. There we go. All right. So how it'll work with Excel is simple, just ascending or descending with dates and stuff like that. So hopefully that helps. And we'll make it happen. Thanks, guys. And like I said, reach out with any questions. This might have been a little bit complicated, but just wanted to do a little video showing how best to use it. Thanks. Bye.